Hi everybody. So we are going to do a video on work and the value of work and spirituality and work. And I'm gonna channel Archangel Michael, and I have my sister here, Adrianna, who's going to be asking the questions. So as always, please feel free to post any questions or topics that you have for any future channelings that you would like to see, and we plan on doing this about every week, hopefully. So now let's just get started with it. All right, so I will be taking a moment to bring in Archangel Michael. It is time now to answer your questions. Thank you for being here.
So to start off, how can a negative mindset work?
Once you have a job, it is very difficult to change that perception. For once you start working, it creates a certain agenda in your mind, a certain blueprint, if you will, about it. But it can always be shifted, it can always be changed. Once you have a job, it is important to shift your mindset, to shift your view about it, for that is what helps the whole planet shift and change. Once we change our view of the world, we will see differences within others. We also see differences within the instruments of the world, and we will see a new collective view. So we are all part of a whole. We are all part of the big units. Once we shift our own view, all will change. So if you are in a certain environment, you are working with others, you can shift your view and they will in turn shift as well. And if they do not shift, they may need to leave, because only that which holds a certain vibration can be a vibrational match. And so that means that people working together have a certain level of energy that matches with each other. If one leaves, it may be because that person has shifted to a level that is no longer in alignment, or that person did not shift. And so that is how it works. If you shift, your whole money system may shift, actually, if we all shift our view. Now, once we do shift, we need to collectively understand that who is, the whole point of this is not to shift so we get money. The whole point is so that we shift so we can become that which we are. We must understand that. So to view our life in that way, not just money and not just our job, but the whole life, the whole planetary experience, you must understand, is because of shifting your view, of shifting who and what you are, of understanding the truth behind it all. And that means going beyond the thing that you are representing, beyond the thing that you are trying to hold. So to see yourself beyond this world, beyond this whole dimension, and to structure it that way, to structure all things in that way. So when you ask this question, how to shift your view of employment or a position or whatever you were using to get money, it must be seen in all things. It must be seen as a problem that we have in which we desire change, but yet we do not change ourselves. We must go within to see that within ourselves. We must see money within ourselves. We must see a job within ourselves. Now, what that means for each person is different, but it is possible to look at anything and see ourselves in it, to look in ourselves and ask, why did I attract that? Whether it is good, whether it is bad, you attracted it. And you must see within yourself, is it an illusion or is it truth? Is it within my best interest to see myself this way? Or is it not in my best interest? If it is not, you must go beyond that thing to see yourself beyond that which you have attracted. So within a job, let's say that your job is very hazardous. Let's say you do not enjoy it. Then that means that you must look within yourself to ask yourself, what is hazardous within myself? What have I been aligning with that is not in my best interest? How can I see myself beyond that hazardous? And that may mean that you leave the job, but it may mean that once you see that, the job shifts and changes for you. So this whole perception is the reality that we live in. So to answer your question, it is possible to always shift our view on anything. Our perception is only within ourselves. Have I answered this for you?
Yes, but what steps specifically should we take to do that? Like just asking ourselves what is being reflected by the negative aspects that we have come up through our job, or is there more that we can do beyond that?
Whenever you are presented with something that is desirable, you must ask yourself, why do I not have it? And that means, why do I not see it within myself? So if you do not have it within yourself, it's because of a reason. You do not hold it within yourself. There's something that you're holding instead, something that is meaningful to you that doesn't matter. So there's something that you are identifying with that is not really reality, that is not the reality of the self. All physicalness is an illusion. When you go internally, you will find the truth. What are you holding within yourself that is not real, that doesn't matter, that is a misidentification, a misunderstanding of who you are? Notice how I say the miss. It is like you are missing the mark. That is what people have called sin, missing the mark. What are you sinning about? What are you telling yourself is not really you? Have I answered your question? It is very complicated. I understand. What are the steps? So first off, you must ask yourself, how do you feel? That's step one. How you feel will determine whether you are missing the mark or you are stepping into your truth. If you feel good about something, it is in your truth. If you feel bad about something, it is something that is not in your truth. It's that simple. So we may be presented with something that we do want, but yet we have some stories within ourselves about it that then will cloud it. So for instance, let's say that you are taking a class in college. You want to take that class. It is very important to you. However, then when you step in, you feel really bad. And it may not be the class itself, but the people there. And that you feel a sense of maybe accomplishment there, but then you also feel like people are judging you. And that is misperception. That is clouding your judgment. It's not the class itself, but the view about the class. So if you were to then transmute this worry, transmute this fear and belief about yourself, that other people even matter and their view matters, then you can shift your perception and then enjoy the class, which is in your best interest. So how you feel is very important. You must ask yourself too then if it is the thing itself or the story that you hold about it. So for instance, maybe a job is nothing more than you, and yet you have a story about it that clouds as if sort of a barrier, but more like a deep fog that you cannot see through. And if you were to get rid of the fog, you would see the truth, and then you would be in alignment with that experience. More like you create a new experience within that thing. So asking yourself how you feel, but then you must identify too whether it is something that is in alignment with you. Is this experience within what I want? Is this what I want? But more than that, what are the stories behind that? What are you telling yourself? What fears do you have? If you tell yourself, I need this thing because I cannot achieve what I really want, then that is telling you that it is the thing itself. You don't really want that thing. You are telling yourself, I am holding myself back because I really cannot achieve what I really want. But let's say you really want this thing, but you cannot be happy when you're in it. That's more about the story. So you must ask yourself, what kind of illusions are you holding? The illusions, yet again, are thoughts that you are having. And a lot of them are programmed. They can be programmed from birth. They are illusions that we have, false perceptions. False perceptions about a reality that doesn't even exist because this reality is really an illusion itself. What matters is the truth that you hold. The truth and the love within yourself. When we take off the layers of illusion, we get to the truth. We hold the light, the energy, the consciousness is the answer. And so you must understand that. What is holding you back from that? What is holding you back from the truth? What is holding you back from that love light consciousness that you are? Once you find the love light consciousness within you, you will find that externally as a mirror, as a match. Everything is a vibrational match. If you see it outside yourself, you are finding it within yourself. Have I made myself clear? Is there anything else? Please ask if you would like further instruction.
Yes, so if we see something that is coming up as negative, and we recognize that as an illusion, and how that's like within ourselves. By recognizing that that is an illusion, then we can see it as we can see what it is that we are in reality instead of the illusion. But how do we like take that beyond a logical knowing to where we actually separate from the illusion? Does that make sense?
In a way. So once you perceive the untruth, you can then perceive the truth. When you understand the untruth, you will understand the truth. If you do not understand the truth, you're still holding on to something that is holding you back. So in other words, if you're confused, it's because there is still something that is there that is an illusion, that is perceiving that illusion as truth. If you answer your own question with confusion, you're still holding on to some confusion.
So what's the best way to get rid of that?
Well, the first step is to identify it as thus. I have something that I do not understand. Correct?
Yes.
So most likely you are holding on to something that you did not understand. You are saying this is true when it's not really true. In order to have a deeper understanding of this, you must let go of something. Something that you have thought is true is not true. More like, what are you? When you ask this question, what am I? We want you to answer this. Who are you? This is a deeper question. The reality shifts. You can see it. As well as for others, as they ask this themselves. Who we are depends on our answers. So ask yourself, what do I need here? What kind of question is this for you? If you feel uncertain, it is because you hold a certain vibration that is not a match to the question, and that is very, very fine. It does not mean that you have done anything wrong. It's fine. You must just answer the question. What do you see yourself as? And if you don't know, you just say, I'm not sure.
Well, I look it's more logical answer to say love, but then immediately what comes up after that is, but what I am and what I do is different because
Yes.
that doesn't translate into how you actually do things.
Ask again, what are you holding on to? You holding yourself back in a way. You're answering this in that there is a correct answer and a false answer. And it's not that simple. It is the answer for you. What are you? What do you see yourself as? What do you feel is the answer? That's a more accurate question. What do you feel? If I ask, who are you? What do you feel? Just what's your immediate response? What do you feel in response to that question? Light. There you go. Light. That is a very accurate question and very accurate statement there in response. Yes, very good. What does that mean? If we are light, well, how do we hold light?
You mean as in how body or how maintain it?
Yes. Yes to both.
mean, everything is light,
Yes. Very good.
but
Where do we hold it?
not hard.
Very good. How do we perceive it?
Not hard.
Yes. Now, what needs to happen for everything? What needs to happen?
I mean, my immediate response was figure out how to act as light, but I know that's not
No, no.
figure out.
Yes. So that is a misperception. Where do you hold your light?
My heart.
Now, where can you hold your heart?
In my hands.
No. You feel your heart, right?
Mhm.
And you understand your heart. Where do you place your heart? In your mind, right? You have to perceive it. So realizing this, you can understand that your heart is part of your mind. It is connected. We think about it as separate, but you are actually perceiving the heart from the mind. So it all stems from the mind. We use the mind as a tool. When we shift this perception to understand that the mind is the illusion, we always are using illusion. But if we understand that we are seeing truth, we can see that we are holding both. So all the time you're using illusion as a tool. This is very important for you because you have very big misperceptions about illusion. You have a lot of fear about illusion, and you're trying to get rid of illusion altogether. But to understand that the tool is the mind, you can understand that the mind is not something to get rid of. It is just something to use. And so the mind can hold more light as well. How do you feel? Yes, that is fine. Know this, that once you hold more light, you will feel lighter. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We want you to understand that. If you feel lighter, it's because you're becoming lighter. You're actually becoming lighter. You are getting rid of the muck, if you will. And so your water will be clearer and lighter. Have you figured it out yet? Notice how I didn't say what. Where are you?
I just don't know how to have that shape.
Where are you right now? Are you in your mind? Or are you in your heart? Or are you in both? As we always are. We cannot.
I don't know. I thought I was in both, but now I don't know. Just being
No, you were in your mind. Shifting back to your heart, what does your heart say? Where are you going with this? Where are you going with this? You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure something out. Yes. You do not need to figure it out. Why are you trying to figure this out?
Because when I don't, I end up just spending all day doing nothing.
You're trying to figure this out, but you need to let go of it. Sometimes we need to let go and let it just drive us. Feel it, and you will be driven. You will sway in the breeze. The breeze carries you like a seed. And then you will be planted and you will grow, change, and become you. Find yourself and you find your answers. Become happier, become lighter, become worry-free, and you will respond with that and feel that within your life. Heather is laughing as well because she knows that she does this too.
I guess the thing is like the work versus career. Because I get like what Marianne Williamson says about career being an entire life, and I can understand that, having this like way of just living your life and viewing it that way. But when we think of like work specifically, it's like you're doing specific things for an outcome, and then we get like today how they're calling me unemployed, and then it's like I'm doing nothing.
That's not what she meant. So that is also an illusion in which you are taking things and replacing those things with a definition for yourself. And assuming things as well, but defining them in a certain way. What makes unemployed mean that you are doing nothing?
Because there's a difference between unemployed and self-employed, and the fact that I keep having the thought of unemployed, and then she also said unemployed.
Self-employed means that you are employed by yourself, by the self.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel when you say that?
Means that I'm actually doing work.
No, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel?
More empowered and useful because
you feel lighter, right?
Yeah.
You feel lighter. Going with that. You feel lighter. And so that is something that you would like to become, self-employed. How you define yourself. As you change, you will become lighter. Feelings will tell you and guide you whether you are going in the right direction. So self-employment is something that is going in the right direction for you. And do not hold yourself back. If you want to identify as self-employed, that is fine. Tell yourself that you are self-employed. This is very good and accurate. Do not define yourself in any certain way, though. Doesn't mean that you are self-employed and someone says something different, and then you say, oh no, they are not defining me as self-employed. And then you become worried and you become doubtful. Do you see the difference? You're holding on to a certain definition. If somebody uses a different one, then you feel left out. Well, I must not be self-employed. Do you see where I'm going? Yes. It matters how you define yourself. Hold on to a certain definition, the energy of that definition, and define yourself as that. Become stabilized in that definition, and nobody can challenge you. Nobody can shake that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for you to let go. You're holding on to certain definitions that do not define you and are not in your best interest. Time to let those go. Feel happier. Why change yourself? If you change yourself, what does that mean for you? This has gone off, and we understand that these questions are meant for you, and we want them to be for you because we want to shift you out of the illusions. And this whole video will be about you, and that is fine, and it is fine for the viewer. We want the viewer to understand these concepts as well. So do not worry about these answers. Do not worry about the viewers, and just define yourself as thus. It does not matter if we have gone off topic or off the intended outcome, okay? Why change yourself? What does it mean to change yourself?
If I continue just doing what I have been doing, then there's no way for money to come in.
Here. So the outcome is money, and this is why we have been asking you this. We want you to understand money doesn't matter. When I say this, you may feel different about it, and that's fine because you do live in this reality, but money is not the outcome. Money is not the outcome. If you were to die tomorrow, money would not be a reality for you. But whatever you took away from this lifetime would be, okay? That is why it is an illusion. Everything is an illusion. Anything that you cannot take with you doesn't matter. That is the answer right there in a nutshell. If you cannot take it with you, it doesn't matter. How does that make you feel?
Well, that takes me back to this past conversation when I was 8th and I don't know what to be doing because it matters. Like nothing matters.
Oh, yes, it does. Anything within this reality can shape and form reality itself. You see, we can use illusion as the mind. As the mind is a tool, all reality can be a tool for anything, okay? This reality may be an illusion, it may not matter, but everything that matters is held within it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We can hold ourselves within this reality. It's time for you to understand that anything can be held within this reality. So anything can be used as a tool. Anything can be used as a tool for the reality itself. I say reality itself as in us. Light. Light can be held in anything. So why are you holding yourself back with saying this doesn't matter, that doesn't matter? The only thing that matters is truth. Truth can be found in anything. Anything can be used to find truth. It is the perception about it. What are you holding within yourself in response to something else? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you are looking at this and saying, this doesn't matter, but it does in a sense because it leads you towards what matters. Anything can be used in that way. For you, I would say anything that matters for you is something that gives you something that matters. How do you find that? How do you find what matters? That's the problem. That's where you are. You're feeling better about this. I can tell. But the thing of it is that you are still holding on to certain beliefs about it. Shaping it in a certain way that doesn't really define you. For you, that is the answer. You need to find the self. That is where you're going to go with this. You have to understand that money doesn't matter. For you, money does, and I understand that. But money is an illusion that does not define you, correct? Money does not define you. There's your answer. For you, you must define yourself. You can use money as a tool and an answer to define you, but it is not the definition. So where are you going with this? Why does this matter? Where do you think money is going to take you? Yes. But it will not occur until you hold on to yourself without the fear. You must let go of the fear, for then the money will appear. Where is the illusion, correct? What is the fear? What is holding you back?
I'm going to work.
Yes. How come?
Because I don't have anything for it.
Yes.
And I'm still using them.
Yes. Where are you getting money now? Yes, but where are you getting money? Where do you go to get your money? Yes. The bank is a very limited aspect of yourself, right? It shows you where you get your money. Very physical aspect, and it takes away your freedom. Correct?
I'm thinking, what exactly you mean by taking away freedom? Just because it's defining how much?
It means that you are told what to do with it. You're told how much you have with it. If you were to let money go completely, you would feel freer. That doesn't mean to let go of money. I'm saying that if you did not have money, you would feel better. That there is money, and money is used to give you what you need. So why this is so difficult is because of your reality itself, the reality in this reality. You are shaped by certain aspects, you are governed by certain systems. But that's not your answer. That's not your answer. So why are you defining yourself by a limitation that does not define you? You are looking at money and saying the government and my bank defines me. I see money as my bank and my taxes. Do you see? Look at money beyond that thing. Look at money beyond money itself. Do not look at the problem and see the problem as the defining of the solution. So you are looking at the problem and sticking with the problem. Looking outside to find your answer would be to define yourself not thus by the bank and not thus by taxes and not thus by the government or any job even. Where are you getting your money? Other is the answer.
Universe.
Yes. Very good.
That's not where you get your money.
Well, where you must ask yourself not where you're going to get your money, but how you're going to get your money. Exactly, right? Why define yourself thus? It's that simple. We are looking at the illusion to give us, we are asking questions about the definitions here. So You are looking at the illusion and asking yourself, how do I define myself? You are saying, I am the illusion, right? And when you say, I am the illusion, as in it has power over me, you are stepping into the illusion. You're told that you have money because you have a car and a house and certain things, and you have a bank account and you have a certain digit. But basing yourself off this limitation holds you back because you're defining yourself within this reality and within that system. To really be free and to really govern yourself, you must step outside these systems itself and to look at yourself beyond all systems altogether. Does that make sense? Do not define yourself by this 3D reality system. Shape yourself by the reality of truth, by reality beyond this. See yourself within the universe. See yourself within that which you would call the 4D, 5D reality and above. Do not define yourself by this 3D that will hold you back. Look at yourself within the matrix and you will see the matrix.
So does that mean that I shouldn't be doing things that would money?
No, that's not what we're saying. As we have said, it doesn't matter what you are doing, you can find truth within those things, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You do not need to define yourself thus, though. You are beyond anything you do. You are more abundant than you actually realize. For that is truth. Looking at your bank account and saying, I have $1,000, does not make you $1,000 in abundance. Does that make sense? You are beyond $1,000 of abundance. Start defining yourself as thus. Start defining yourself as the reality that it really is. That's all we're saying. You need to work. How you do it defines you only by what you see within it.
How do you work without changing yourself?
You are not getting the point here. You're not getting the point. We are telling you to change every moment of your life. Where are you going with this? What do you mean by that?
Well, you told me not to change, or you said why you're trying to change.
No, that's not what I meant. What did you think we meant?
Like I shouldn't be trying to do things because that's changing myself to try and fit the system.
Yes. Do not fit the system, but the system fit you. Don't change the system, but let the system shift to fit you. Where am I going with that? What do you think? What does that mean? Do not define yourself by any system. Do not define yourself by any system. Define yourself and the system will shift. Does that make sense? Anything within your reality is shaped by your view of it and the view of yourself within it. Do not define yourself by that reality. Create the reality for yourself. Be beyond this reality. Don't live within this world. Live within the world that you want to see and see yourself beyond that. Does that make sense? And that's how you shift. That's how you change. Within the change, you will see change. You're not really changing. Let me be clear. You are only changing your view because you're viewing a deeper reality. You are discovering yourself, rediscovering yourself beyond the illusion. Does that make sense? You're not really shifting at all. It is the perception of shifting only because you are in a linear time frame, which is really an illusion altogether as well. What makes this confusing? How much of this has made sense?
It makes sense logically. I just don't know how to actually do it.
So yet again, you're trying to figure it out. And you're missing the point altogether then. That's the point of it. How do you feel? Heather has figured it out, but she's also asking, how do I put this into practice? Yes, very good. And that's the answer here. How do you put this into practice? You must first define yourself. Where do you get your answers? You are getting your answers from a reality that does not exist. Trying to figure it out using the mind. The mind will lie. The mind will lie. Do not get your answers from the mind. Go within your heart and ask not for answers from the mind, but from your knowing, from your feelings. Shaping yet again an answer from your feelings, and you will get your answer. It will be known to you, and you will understand truth. You will understand truth because of the way it feels. It's like a snapping into place. You will understand. There will never be a question. Well, I'm not sure if this is real or this is unreal. I'm not sure if this is my answer or not. You will know. There will be not any question about it. If you have a question about it and you think that you are confused, you are confused. It is not your answer. Does that make sense? You've not found the answer then. Do not define yourself as thus. You are defining yourself as confusion. Does that make sense? Go beyond the confusion and define yourself as the reality that you are. I am truth. You may not understand. That is fine. Where do you get your answers? Where do you get your answers? Who gives you answers?
Your higher self.
Where do you get your answers? If you're getting them from your higher self, how do you know that you are your higher self?
The feeling.
Yes. Do not define yourself within a feeling that is not real. Do not define yourself by reality in the matrix. Feel yourself and you will feel the answer. Where are you getting your answers? Find the answer within yourself. taking time to see the answer within yourself. Mind is an illusion. Do not define yourself by the mind. Give yourself time to see your answer within your heart. The only thing you really need to do is to answer this question. Why do I feel bad? Why do you feel bad about money? Why do you feel bad about money?
Because it's expected.
Money is expected.
Because you're expected to pay and people expect you to.
Yes, so there's a lot of expectations. So the illusion is the expectations behind it. You have an illusion about expectations, such as, I must meet expectations. It is my responsibility to meet the expectations outside myself. But where is that coming from, correct? Believing in yourself beyond expectations. Believing in yourself. I do not need to meet expectations. They only hold me back. I need only me. The love within myself does not have expectations. Finding the answer within yourself. And it is different than just thinking it, you must know it. Finding that answer. See, that is the clue here. You must understand the truth beyond. Understand that all definement isn't really definement. You must just heal yourself. Healing yourself means letting go of the definement altogether. Recognizing truth behind it. There are no expectations. That's what you need to understand. So getting beyond the expectations altogether, define that within yourself. And one way to do that is the collaboration with your higher self. Higher self, help me get rid of this misconception. Once you understand the misconception, you can simply ask to be healed. Does that make sense? Not as simple as well. Just let it go. Give it up. I do not need this anymore. It does not serve me. Letting it go. And moving on. So how do you do this? You ask your higher self to come in and to say, I need this no longer. Here, take it. You can imagine it like the higher self comes in. You can imagine a bright light figure coming in and actually you taking your thing and giving it and handing it away. You can imagine a bright flame coming in and burning the thing away, transmuting it. You can play around. Does that make sense? That's why you feel bad. Feeling bad does not solve the problem. So get rid of feeling bad. You do not have to feel bad, just let it go. Ask yourself why you feel bad. What is the fear? That's all you need to do. Where is the fear? And let it go. New information will come in then. Once you free yourself. How do you feel now?
Lighter but stiff.
Mhm. We want to invite another being here today. Would that be okay?
Okay.
We want to bring in Archangel Raphael to come in and heal this for you. Would that be okay? Yes. Let me do this. I want you to place your hands on your heart. Where in your heart do you feel? Where in your heart can you find yourself? See yourself within your heart. Finding space within your heart to soften yourself, become quiet. Leaning into that now, I want you to ask yourself, who am I? Do you see? Do you see this? Just that spark of inspiration within your heart. Can you understand? Doesn't need to make sense with the mind, just the understanding behind it. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want you to place that worry that you have within your heart. Can you do this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, shaping that worry and that fear, I want you to take it and place it outside yourself into the light. Can you do that? Putting it in a ball of light. Imagining a ball of light without in front of you. Can you do that? And put this in the shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to heal it. I'm going to heal it and take it away. Can you imagine this?
Mm-hmm.
Now within your heart, I want you to understand that I am placing light within you. I'm shielding you as well. And I am placing some light within your heart to protect your heart. From now on, nobody is going to shake you up and feel like you're going to feel protected. And where I'm going with this is nobody is going to now take your heart away, because I see that that is what has happened. Some people have taken some heart energy from you. And I'm also going to place a ball of light around your body. I also see that some people have tampered with your energy. Now, placing this ball of light that is all you within your heart. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no blocks or misconceptions within this. I'm placing it within your heart. I want you to breathe that in and feel this. If you want, you can expand it within your entire body if you want, soaking it all in. And understanding yourself. The energy behind it. Can you feel this? Now, why did we do this? Where do you think we did? Where do you think we went with that? Why did we do that for you? What does it mean? Why was that important? It was more like there was a misconception within you. When we hold light, we do not have misconceptions. We do not have illusion. It is all us. When we hold on to something that is a block, means that we have a misperception. And that is energy. Everything is energy within us. So we must take it and we must perceive ourselves as truth. So what I did was I took it, I healed it to recover its love light. So there is a certain density within our bodies. And so we take the density out, we lighten it up, and then we put it back in. So that's what happened. When we feel a block, it is because there is density. So we must shape it, reshape it. There's never anything that's really out of shape. But we take it and we perceive it as truth. And then we put it back in. So it's that simple. You do not need to do it yourself. You can ask us to do it for you. Does that make sense? How do you feel about that? It's even easier than you thought, correct? Don't define yourself as needing to do it on your own and then feeling like you are overworked. How do you feel? Where else do you need healed? Where else are you feeling dense?
Like in my body, or you mean
Anything. Anything. Now the time for you to use this if you need. Do you need any help with anything?
what was that specifically? Everything out? Or?
Yes.
Okay. And I guess time, because the money goes with the things.
Yes, so you have a misconception about time. I want you to hold that space, feeling the feelings you have when you bring up time. Connecting that with that, where do you feel that in your body?
This was
Mm-hmm. Where in your neck? Yes. How does that feel? How does it feel? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Move it.
Okay. Now I want you to take that and place it in the system which we have been talking about. So take this and put it in front of your heart. And imagine a ball of energy, placing it within the ball of energy and giving it to me. And give it away. I am reshaping this into love light. Now I'm going to replace it with love light within you. Now, as I put this within you, imagine the love light coming in within you. Noticing it within your heart. Where do you feel this now? How do you feel? Yes. Where in your back do you feel any more tension?
There's still some tightness. Smaller. Like in the center.
Yes. Where in your back? In the center of your back?
Like the very center of my neck meets like this.
Mm-hmm. Now, taking that energy, I want you to ask yourself, what does that mean? Can you get any intuitive messages about it? What does that energy say to you? Anything that you can sense or know or feel about it?
I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough.
Very, 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 very good. Yes. And for anybody watching this, that it's a very good thing that you can do as well. To ask yourself, how do you feel? And then ask yourself, what do I know about the feeling? Any intuitive messages they sense, know, feel about it can give you some answers. Now, that feeling is stemmed from not doing enough, not being enough. And I want you to take that feeling, that energy behind that, and you're going to put it within this system that we have talked about. You can imagine it as a Merkaba, but it doesn't matter. It can just be a shape of energy. You take this and you put it within that, within your heart. Take it within your heart, and then you're going to bring it out. Put it within the ball of energy. You're going to give it to me to reshape for you. Give it love, light, to heal it. Now I'm going to put it back in your heart. How do you feel? Yes. How does your back feel?
I tip my neck back. It still hurts a little bit, but other than that,
There's still a little bit of energy there. I want you to connect with that energy and see what that's about. What is that energy about? Asking yourself, what do I sense, know, and feel about this? What does this energy say?
well, I want to say I'm not loving enough. It doesn't feel like I'm not having that, like, knowing. I feel like it's not actually what
It's about your self-worth. Does that feel accurate?
Not what the last one was.
This is all about your self-worth.
Yeah. That's an aspect of it.
How do you feel when I say it's about your self-worth? Does it make sense? How do you feel when I say it? Does it feel accurate?
I feel like all my issues are self-worth.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Trying too much. Trying too much, I think. How much does that make sense? How does that feel for you? Trying too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to take that. I want you to see it and place it within your heart. So first connect with the energy, feel the energy, whatever it tells you. And then you're going to place it within your heart. Then you're going to take it. You're going to put it within the love light, as you would. And then you're going to give it to me. And I can heal it. Then I'm going to put it in your heart. Now, how do you feel?
It's like a burning sensation.
Yes. Going away now?
I think so. I can kind of feel it, but it's more like a tickle now. I don't know if that's just I'm trying to feel it's still there.
Yes. So sometimes you may find out that you feel cold, hot, pressure intense, things like that. But once you do this, it should go away. It should get lighter and it will heal. It's all like part of the healing process. Energies are within the body, and then the body will heal. Good job. Now, this is a method you can use on a daily basis if you choose, how often that you want or if you need, and you can use this as a tool wherever and whenever you need. Doing this on a daily basis will bring much love, and then you will be able to manifest whenever you choose as well using this system. Taking your energies of your dreams and placing them within the heart, and then using them then as a tool here to then give it to your guides and your angels to help shape them for you. Does that make sense? You do not need to do the work yourself. You can give them then to your friends, and they will do the work for you. If you get out of the way, all will be given. You're trying to make things happen and it doesn't need to. Any questions?
Other?
What?
It's other. She had questions.
No, I'm good, I think. I think it makes sense. I think. Maybe question myself. No, I think we overcomplicate it. I think I'm good. Let me do a summary, make sure that I understand. I'll just do a little summary. Okay. So we can use this is basically the Merkaba system that Starseed Evolution has talked about, although it's done in a little bit different way and a simpler way. It's just very simple the way that he defined it for you, Archangel Raphael. So basically, and I love this though, because he was talking about taking the energy where we feel in our body. I like that. So then we can, if we have any energies within the body, we can ask ourselves, intuitively, what is the misperception? And we take that, put it in our heart, and then we can put it in. I like to use Merkaba. That's what Starseed Evolution has talked about. That can be a light ball. I've always used the violet flame. Anyways, I love that. So Raphael, as a healer, was healing it. I love that. And then I usually have connected with my higher self to do it. But yeah, Raphael's great. Or Metatron would be good. And transmute it, heal it, and then place it out. Then you know yourself. That's basically what it is, right? You're getting rid of the illusion, and then you're getting back the truth. And then you can use this to, once you get rid of the blocks, then you can use this system to manifest by bringing up your dreams, right? And then you give it to, you place in your heart, then you can put it in the Merkaba or a light ball, right? Okay, so yeah, so basically do not define yourself by Illusion. Do not define yourself by anything physical. Define yourself by, don't limit yourself. Don't see yourself within a limitation. See yourself as the truth. See yourself as love, light, and love. If it's not love, light, and love and light, and then it's not based off truth, and feel the feelings will be your guide. Are you feeling love and light? Are you feeling love and light? If you're not feeling love and light, it's you're holding on to illusions, misperceptions in your mind. Okay, let's see if I'm getting it. See if there's anything else. Just make sure that we understand. And we can do this with everything. Yeah, that's another thing. Everything. Ask ourselves, we can see love and light within everything. It's just how we perceive it. How are we perceiving ourselves within our experience? Okay. Okay. He says that's good. I think it's Archangel Michael. Okay. Okay. He's saying, why am I asking myself if I know? Because I know because of how I feel. Which is basically what I was saying. So if I feel like I know, I know. So I was getting caught in the mind again, being like, well, I feel like I know. Do I know? Okay. But I know because of the way I feel, right? Okay. He's like, I think we're done. Okay. Okay. He says, hard work, good job. Right. Great. Yeah. Lots of energies. All right. And guys, if you are looking for, more information about this, you can look up Starseed Evolution. She calls this, I think, the Merkaba Mastery System or something like that. She does have some free lessons on there about how to use this. Although this is a very simplified, it's basically what she's talking about. So, but she's really, go check her out. I really like her. Anyways. Okay, any last thoughts?
This is discussing more straightforward. I think possibly more helpful, at least for me, because I like the idea of just transmuting it instead of reading and reinstalling something.
Yeah, that's why she has to call it like the Merkaba computer system, and then you like uninstall like a program, which they are programs. That's really what they are. They are programs that we've been programmed in our mind. But
sense, but it's like you're deleting something and then creating for transmuting it. Like I said, you're revealing the truth out of it. So it more is a transmutation.
Yeah, because it is just an illusion.
But it would be possible to take what she said and instead of deleting and then installing a new program, you could take what she says and just do it as like a rewrite and say, I adapt and rewrite and feel the truth of. So you could do it.
Because there's so many different ways. Yeah. You can write contracts and you can dissolve contracts and write them. You can write this down and do this. There's so many different ways. But this is how you would do it visually. You can adapt this. So it's the intent behind it. The intent is recognizing it is illusion and willing to give it up is the point of it. And we don't have to do it ourselves because as long as you just recognize it as an illusion, maybe you don't even know what you're replacing it with. You just ask the angels or the guides to do it for you. I think we put a lot on ourselves. They are here as us, like an upgrade version of us, right? And then they're going to give us then and understanding of who we are. I hope that kind of makes sense. Like we are trying to understand something from a limitation view, and if they are stepped outside that, so then they can then give us the light to then understand, like the healing necessary to then understand. I don't know. Did I make sense with that? I hope I made sense with that. But we don't have to do the work. That's something I've understood, is that we're trying to heal ourselves from like the limitation when we need the light outside of ourselves to then, it's never outside of ourselves, but we're trying to basically heal ourselves from the limitation, but we need to step outside the limitation. And that's really what they were saying too, is because this matrix, this world, we're trying to like solve the problems of the matrix within the matrix. We cannot do that. So we need to step outside them. That's where our higher self is there, you know. We cannot heal ourselves without, I think, the higher self. The higher self has to communicate with us. We cannot really heal it from this. Yeah, because we are multidimensional, and that's the only way we heal ourselves, is when we step outside of what we are now. And that's kind of the change. Anyways, I'm going deep here now, but anyways, simple is best. And so start with the simple. Okay. All right. Good work. We'll see you again next week.